General Hospital spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan will get a mystery phone call that changes everything. So let's talk about how it could lead to a big reveal. It sounds like Jason's going to get some shocking news that could be a real game changer. The week of May 19 to 23 will bring plenty of nurses' ball drama, but the party will finally wrap up in the May 23 episode. That's also when Jason will get this phone call, so the show will keep the excitement going after the event winds down. Just when it seems like all the mayhem is over, GH writers will apparently deliver a new curveball and spin one story in another direction. Who will call Jason, and what information will they have to offer? Since we're dealing with a mystery caller, it'll presumably be someone who doesn't want their identity revealed. This caller may disguise their voice, or perhaps they won't have to if Jason doesn't know this person and wouldn't recognize it. Could this phone call tie in with Sonny Corinthos' penthouse explosion? What if someone out there has info on who ordered that hit and the one at the hospital in Los Angeles? It's possible that Jason could receive a clue that'll point him toward the truth. Even if this person doesn't reveal who's responsible over the phone, they might deliver some instructions and a trail for Jason to follow. Sonny wants out of the mob, but he has to find out who's targeting him first. Since Sonny is considering a deal with Jen Sidwell, he especially wants to be sure Sidwell isn't behind the attempts on his life. This is a mystery that the show's left dangling for a while now, so it's time to see some story movement. Will that happen once Jason answers a strange call from an unknown number? Could this mystery caller help Jason figure out who Sonny's worst enemy is? General Hospital spoilers say Jason will inevitably learn something surprising thanks to this phone call, so stay tuned for updates on what intel he'll gather. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease that Nina Reeves could find herself in a surprising romantic entanglement soon. Following a tumultuous turn of events in her life, she might seek solace in an unexpected man. So let's explore what lies ahead. GH fans are aware that Nina's bond with Willow Corinthos is quite delicate. Although Willow has begun to trust and care for Nina, her mother is hiding some significant truths from her. For instance, Willow remains oblivious to the fact that Nina and Drew Kane were involved romantically just as Drew was developing feelings for her. This hidden truth is bound to come to light eventually. Additionally, it was Nina who orchestrated the plan to drug Drew, which led to his wild night with Jacinda. With Drew's scandal looming over him in the custody battle, Nina's choices could jeopardize Willow's chances of keeping her children. Eventually, Willow will learn of the shocking truths and may turn against Nina for her actions. The bond between Nina and Willow as mother and daughter is likely to shatter, especially with Nina facing potential prison time for her involvement in the drugging scheme. Even if she avoids jail, Nina will be left feeling despondent and in need of solace. This could be the perfect opportunity to steer Nina towards a new romantic path, adding even more drama to the situation. When Rick Lansing made his return to Port Charles, it seemed like the storyline might explore a love triangle involving Nina, Rick, and Ava Jerome. Although that plot didn't materialize, the opportunity to revisit it still exists. Years ago, Nina and Rick were married, but she later discovered his deceitful intentions to access her wealth and his affair with her mother, Madeline Reeves. However, given the time that has passed, Nina may no longer be resentful, especially since Rick could emerge as an unexpected romantic interest, and she called him back to Port Charles. Currently, Rick is in a relationship with Ava, but their bond may face challenges once their blackmail scheme inevitably unravels. After Ava and Rick's fallout, the universe may conspire to bring Rick and Nina together, leading to a potential rekindling of Nina's rivalry with Ava and causing quite a stir. Nina often undermines her own happiness, so if she starts to develop feelings for Rick amidst her chaotic life, it could complicate matters even further. No one would be surprised to see Rick and Nina reunite romantically. According to upcoming spoilers for the ABC soap, Nina is in for a tough time ahead, so keep an eye out for the challenges that await her. General Hospital's Laura Wright played 3 different versions of Carly Spencer this past week. Despite 2 of them being versions of Carly we never see, Wright made each persona completely believable while looking like she was enjoying herself the whole time. Carly started the week as the doting mom of a successful college student, but quickly morphed into a woman enjoying dating life, something Carly has rarely had. Wright shows us a more carefree side of the often tightly wound Carly whenever her character is with Jack Brennan. Carly seems genuinely happy, which is a rare sight to behold. We also know Wright will bring out Viper Carly when she learns that Jack recruited her college-age daughter into the WSB. Wright also brought out a striking level of maturity in Carly that made us wonder who we were watching. Carly, the woman who can never stay out of anyone's business, lectured Lulu on staying out of other people's business. Carly was absolutely right, of course, but just hearing it was mind-boggling. Still, Wright kept a little bit of the Carly we know through these scenes, as she said the words without a hint of self-awareness that everything she was accusing Lulu of, she had done herself. And then, Carly reverted right back to form. What a relief when the real Carly returned by Thursday. Wright slipped right back into the role of the busybody who likes to take over any situation, ultimately causing some sort of disaster in the end. Something she warned Lulu could happen if she blabbed Brooke Lynn's secret. Wright's comedic side came out in full force in the scenes with Jason and Diane, and later with Sunny. Carly knew she screwed up, but she was going to take charge anyway and see her screw up through. So what if Michael couldn't be at his own custody hearing? His fierce mama bear would speak for her son, even if her son had no idea what she was doing. That's the Carly we know, and the Carly that Wright also knows like the back of her hand. She gave us different layers of one complex woman this week, but in the end, she also gave us the familiarity that we need. She is still being abused. Willow has never been the strongest-willed person on General Hospital. She's a teacher, she's a nurse, she loves Chase, she loves Michael, she loves Drew, she wants to work, she wants to stay home with the kids. She hates Nina. She's oak with Nina. The point is, Willow is all over the place. Michael, in a moment of insight, once even observed that she accommodates herself to whatever man she's with. We put her on the soap hub couch to figure out why. Willow grew up in a cult, raised by a woman who didn't tell Willow she was adopted, and all but pimped her out to the commune's leader. Willow was raised to listen and obey a powerful, charismatic, vaguely sociopathic man, which is what she's been doing ever since. Willow spent over a year believing Wiley was the child she'd given up for adoption. She loved him from afar. So when the truth came out that Willow's child died in infancy, and Wiley wasn't her son but her nephew, it wasn't like she could just turn her feelings off. She continued to love Wiley. So much that she married his dad, Michael. Oh yeah, Willow told herself she loved him, but it was obviously Wiley she ached to be near, and as soon as Willow married Michael, she began turning herself into his perfect wife. She gave up her career. Heck, she practically gave up her life in order to give Michael another child. What Michael wanted, Michael got, just like back during Willow's cult days. General Hospital spoilers for Monday, May 19, reveal that Nina Reeves will slap Carly Spencer, while Sasha Gilmore Corbin gets called to testify. Jason Morgan will also get some alarming news, so let's talk about all the action happening on Monday's exciting GH episode. It looks like Brooke Lynn Quartermaine might reach out to Dante Falconeri and try to soften his stance toward Giovanni Gio Palmieri, but she'll ultimately fear she might have made things worse. Gio will insist he can stand on his own, but Brooke Lynn will continue to worry about him now that this whole situation with Dante is taking a toll. Over with Lulu Spencer, she'll promise Cody Bell that she's not stopping until she has proof. Lulu is determined to score evidence that Gio is Dante and Brooklyn's child. So she'll keep digging and will score fresh intel with Cody's help. As for Drew Kane, he'll look smug as he tells Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, that he has the situation under control. Now that Curtis has confronted Drew about blackmailing Portia Robinson, Drew may hope it'll be easier to get Curtis to fall in line. Since Drew could blow up Portia's career, he'll no doubt remind Curtis of that and insist he's the one running the show here. Next, Sasha will give Jason some disturbing updates. It turns out Rick Lansing will call Sasha to testify at the divorce and custody hearing, so she'll fill Jason in and question the reason why. Sasha will naturally fear the worst and wonder if Rick has somehow found out that she's pregnant with Michael Corinthos' baby. Jason won't want Sasha to jump to conclusions, so he'll try to calm her down. Rick doesn't know about the baby's true paternity yet, but all this could lead to the exposure of Sasha sleeping with Michael and getting pregnant by him. Will that become a major shocker in court? Of course, Sonny Corinthos will hope to avoid any shockers at all, at least for a while. We'll see Sonny push Willow Corinthos to call for a postponement until Michael can come home and speak for himself in the courtroom. However, Willow may stick to what Drew thinks is best, since she basically lets him tell her what to do most days. At Carly's place, she'll provoke Nina's wrath. It looks like Nina will find out Carly is the one who pushed for the court date, and that she intends to fight for the kids on Michael's behalf. Monday's preview video shows Nina slapping Carly across the face, so fans will definitely want to tune in for that. Finally, General Hospital spoilers say Carly will open up to Jocelyn about this whole mess, so Joss will have a chance to weigh in with what she thinks. At the Quartermain boathouse docks, Brooklyn hopes that her son is happy, healthy, and loved, and that today is special for him. Chase finds her in tears and asks what is wrong. She tells him that it's her son's birthday today. She can't stop thinking about him now that they are starting a family. Chase says she's been trying to bury this secret for years, and now it's being dug up, so of course she's thinking of him. Brooklyn cries she's been dreaming lately that he comes and finds her, and she'd do anything to meet her son. Chase says they can still look for her son, but she refuses. Her son must be the one who wants to find her, and Chase says that maybe someday he will. Brooklyn says if he's not curious and his life is whole, maybe she should be grateful. Chase tells her that makes her a great mom, and he can't wait until their baby comes. She realizes she's late for rehearsal and kisses him before leaving. Gio is rehearsing at the nurses' ball space. Lois is with him, and Sonny arrives and brings Donna in. The little girl asks him to play her song, so he plays Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Lois asks Sonny why he's here, and he says the kids are rehearsing their number down the hall, and Donna heard Gio playing and had to come over. Gio shifts and plays a song from Sleeping Beauty, and Donna twirls and dances to it. She asks if he'll play at her birthday party in September, and he says he will. She asks when his birthday is, and he says it's June 4th. Sonny practically has to drag Donna away and back to her rehearsal, and Gio continues to practice. Lois mumbles, "Happy birthday, Gio." Lois heads to the boathouse docks and runs into Chase. He says she just missed Brooklyn and assumes she came here for the same reason her daughter did. It's her grandson's birthday. They sit down to talk, and Lois says it was so hard for Brooklyn to go through labor and then give that kid up. She was so proud of her strength. Chase says not every mother would have handled it the way she did, and Brooklyn told him that she felt safe and loved because of her mom. Lois knows keeping this from Dante has to be brutal for Chase. He admits it's hard, but it's not his secret to tell. Lois wonders if she made a mistake not encouraging Brooklyn to keep her baby. He says she did the best she could, and Brooklyn was so young. He tells her to focus on the here and now, and wherever Brooklyn's son is, he has a family who loves him, and that's because of her. Lulu is on the phone at a coffee shop, calling about the Street Ignatius Catholic Adoption Agency in Brooklyn. Cody stumbles upon her and could have sworn Tracy said she dropped her adoption story. She confirms she did, and she was only tying up some loose ends. Cody sits with her and says this article really hurt Brooklyn, and he keeps catching her and lies about it, so he needs the whole story. Lulu admits she's looking into finding Brooklyn's baby boy with Dante, whom she gave up for adoption. Cody is shocked, as he just assumed Brooklyn terminated the pregnancy because she never mentioned the baby again. Lulu says she didn't and explains how she accidentally uncovered that Brooklyn put her baby up for adoption. She says she confronted Brooklyn, who confirmed it. Cody never thought Brooklyn would keep a secret like this from Dante. She agrees, and though she tried to stay out of it, Dante has a son he doesn't know about, and it's not right. She says it's her problem, but Cody feels that, as someone who has been lied to for most of his life about who he is, he can't stay out of this either and wants to help. Lulu is relieved that finally someone has her back. He asks if they should tell Dante now, but she says she needs more information. She gets a call back and finds out the church closed its adoption agency in 1987. Therefore, Brooklyn couldn't have used them to put her baby up for adoption. Cody asks why she'd lie about using that agency. Lulu thinks Brooklyn lied because she knows where her son is, and she thinks Dante's son is Gio. At Lulu's, Christina covers with Dante and tells him that she was driving by the accident scene that night and saw what was left of Rick's car. Christina's saved by the bell when Rocco arrives home. She says she's so glad he's all right, and then takes off to watch Donna's nurse's ball rehearsal. Dante wants his son to tell him everything that happened at that beach party. Rocco tells him he was the one who decided to play the drinking game, and it's not Danny's fault. Dante says Danny shouldn't have left him alone, and not to defend him or Gio. Rocco says Gio didn't do anything wrong. He never even remembers seeing Gio, and he could barely keep his eyes open when Danny found him. Then, all of a sudden, Gio was there and he remembers he was so worried about getting in trouble. Rocco tells his father not to be mad at Gio or Danny, and he's the one who drank too much. Dante lashes out that Gio was the adult and should have called him Rocco's parent. Gio almost got him killed trying to keep him out of trouble. He can't think about losing his only child after losing Sam. Gio screwed up and this is on him. Back at the rehearsal space, Sunny checks back with Gio. Sunny has heard he had a few rough days. Gio says Rocco did, and it's all his fault. Sunny says he did the best he could with what he knew at the time. Gio notes Dan doesn't see it that way. Sunny feels Dante was afraid of losing his son and unloaded on the nearest target. Sunny doesn't think he did anything wrong, and in the future, if he's ever in a jam, call him. Christina arrives to see Donna's rehearsal, but can't stop thinking about her slip-up about Rick's car with Dante. Eventually, she goes in to join her dad and Gio, and Brooklyn also arrives. They all listen to Gio as he plays for them. Rick stops by Alexa's office and wonders where she's going in such a hurry. She says the office is closed, but he wants to discuss their investment schedule. Alexis tells him this is embezzlement, and he and Ava have made a pretty penny so far, so get out now before they go to prison. And Molly gets hurt over his blackmailing her mother. Rick tells her that even if he decides to get out, that Ava won't. She tells him to leave Ava to her. Rick says he and Ava are in this together, so Alexis promises they'll go down together and tosses him out. She locks the door behind her and walks away from him. At Liz's, she asks Lucky why he cares what happened to Rick's car, which was totaled. He claims he's just concerned because he doesn't want her dragged into lawsuits. Lucas stops by with flowers to visit Liz. He says if it's a bad time, he can come back. Lucky says he has an errand to run, so it's a perfect time for him to visit. Lucky heads out, and Lucas apologizes for interrupting something. She says he didn't interrupt anything, and she was telling Lucky about Rick's new car. Lucas says that sounds very domestic, and given they are living together, the temperature has to be rising between them. Yes, she says it is, and it's incredible, but also terrifying. Liz says she loves Lucky, and she doesn't think there was ever a time she wasn't in love with him. They've always had an intense connection since they met. They've been through much together, and she wants to believe they can make it work this time. Lucas asks if she doesn't think it will work. Liz admits Lucky is the kind of guy who always leaves, and part of him always wants to be out and exploring. She is the opposite and likes to be settled. Lucas says Lucky could have changed over the years, but Liz isn't convinced. Her biggest fear is that Lucky would try to stay for her, but in the end, it wouldn't work out. Luke used to call Lucky Cowboy, and that's what he is, the guy riding off for the next adventure. He suggests she talk to Lucky. She knows he'll only promise to stay, and he'll really think he wants to stay, but he'd be lying. She worries she can't trust him to be honest with himself or her. Alexis arrives at a storage lot with a court order to access the unit that Ava rented and stashed Rick's car. However, it's no longer there when the guy opens it, only a piece of paper. Lucky arrives and finds Alexis fuming and throwing the crumpled paper on the ground. She asks why he's here. He says the same reason as her, he traced Rick's car here, when it was supposed to have been destroyed. He knows the brake lines were cut, and he knows Christina did it. Lucky confesses he's known since the night of the accident and gives her the synopsis of what happened. He asks why Rick's lying about the insurance company taking the car. He's done everything he can to protect Christina and has even lied to Liz about this, so he deserves the truth. Alexis shows him the paper she found in the unit. It reads, "Looking for something?" She says Ava and Rick left that for her, and they are blackmailing her because they know Christina cut the brakes. They'll tell Molly if she stops paying them, and see to it that Christina is charged with attempted murder. On the next General Hospital, Lulu tells Cody that Gio's mother is the key. Gio vents to Brooklyn, "He has no use for me, and I'm good with that." Ava suggests Portia change tactics. Nina warns Curtis this is going to end in disaster. Drew tells Tracy that Laura Collins is going to be collateral damage. Carly tells Sonny she's handling this herself. He tells her that's a mistake. General Hospital spoilers reveal that 3 couples on canvas are flopping hard. So let's talk about some romantic duos that may be doomed. Viewers may watch these pairings crash and burn if things keep heading in the current direction. The powers that be were obviously hoping to recapture the magic by putting Elizabeth Baldwin and Lucky Spencer back together, but their reunion has been a flop so far. Lucky and Liz were never truly given a chance to address their past issues, so they were set up to fail from the start. There's still some familiar chemistry between Elizabeth and Lucky, but that's not enough to make this pairing work again. Of course, Lucky is keeping secrets about the car crash that Christina Corinthos Davis caused, so that could certainly affect his relationship with Liz when the truth comes out. Plus, Elizabeth is struggling to believe Lucky is truly the settling down type, so the writing may be on the wall here. It feels like Liz and Lucky are headed for a romantic split, perhaps one that could end with Lucky exiting Port Charles once more. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor make a cute pair, but their story leaves a lot to be desired. Kai is still a pretty new character, but he's getting all the focus while Trina is his cheerleader on the sidelines. Fans don't know Kai well enough care all that much about his recent surgery and whether he plays football again or not. Trina and Kai could use a better storyline that gives them both an opportunity to shine. However, we should probably be realistic and point out that when the show inevitably gets around to recasting Spencer Cassadine, Kai may become nothing more than a fleeting blip in Trina's romantic history. Spencer and Trina's own love story remains unfinished, so let's hope they'll get the chance at a new chapter down the road. Willow Corinthos and Drew Kane have become downright insufferable, so many viewers are awaiting the day when we'll finally be free from watching them as a pairing. Drew and Willow's relationship is destined to blow up due to all his dirty deeds in manipulative deception. That's good news for fans who considered Willow and Drew a flop pairing from the get-go. Even back in their earliest days of falling for each other, Drew and Willow were always disgusting and impossible to root for. Unfortunately, it may take a little more time for things to fall apart, especially since Nina Reeves' drugging plot backfired and strengthened Drew's romance with Willow instead. Nevertheless, Drew and Willow definitely appear to have an expiration date. It's just a matter of when Willow and Drew's relationship will finally crumble. General Hospital spoilers say some romantic disasters are still to come, so stay tuned for updates on all the challenges and any breakups on the horizon. General Hospital spoilers hint that Ava Jerome is blackmailing Alexis Davis and reveling in her good fortune. But how long can this siphoning scheme last? Alexis has plenty of dough thanks to being the overseer of the Cassadine fortune, but Ava is starting to get cocky. And you know what they say about pride and falls. Ava has a partner in crime, Rick Lansing. They are blackmailing Alexis because they know her daughter Christina Corinthos Davis tried to kill them. Fans are speculating like mad about how they think Ava's scheme comes to an end. On the one hand, Damien Spinelli is on the case, and he managed to get some key intel for Alexis, but it came too late. He located the car that Chrissy tampered with, but alas, it was moved before Alexis could get her hands on it. Alexis was disappointed that the car was gone, but she's not out of options yet. Maybe she'll have Spinelli keep searching for the missing car, or she could go another route and have him dig up evidence from another source. Will Spinelli be the one who leads to Ava's blackmail demise? There's someone else who could end Ava's blackmail, and that's Christina herself. What are the chances that Christina does the right thing and comes clean? Honestly, little to none. She has shown no proclivity to think straight nor act right. In Christina's case, the window to do the right thing is closed, because the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. Full stop. But the gravy train may be stopped due to a third person's intervention. Lucky cowboy Spencer. Lucky knows what Christina did, but out of misguided loyalty, he stayed quiet. That could all change if he decides to do right by his baby mama Liz. He is skating on thin ice by keeping what he knows from Liz. Curiously, Liz said something on the Thursday, May 15 episode that could be a hint of how things will turn out. She admitted to being in love with Lucky, not noted that he always leaves her in the end. Tell us, GH fans, do you think that Lucky will be the one to reveal Ava's secret and then leave PC to avoid Liza's wrath and disappointment? On the next GH, Curtis confronts Drew, Nina loses her cool, and Carly confides in Jason. In addition to Curtis confronting Drew, General Hospital spoilers for Monday, May 19, 2025, focus on Nina losing her cool and Lulu and Cody getting new intel. Heightened emotions seem to take over Monday's GH episode. First, Curtis and Drew go head-to-head. Hopefully, Curtis goes after Drew for blackmailing Portia. Drew has to know that he can't get away with going after Portia. Sure, his wife lied to him repeatedly, but Curtis will have her back. Drew should expect to feel his fury. Elsewhere, Nina loses her cool. When Laura lost her cool this past week, she simply threw a glass of water on that pesky councilman, Ezra Boyle. Something tells us that when it happens with Nina, her wrath will involve a lot more bluster and a hell of a lot more destruction. And as expected, she does more than throw water on someone. It looks like she gives Carly hell on Monday. Meanwhile, Sasha has reason to panic. Ruro. This must mean her big secret is either about to be revealed or has been revealed. Since Rick is representing Willow, does he stumble upon the fact that Michael and Sasha slept together, which resulted in her pregnancy? Sasha's not sure, but what she does know is that Rick calls Sasha to testify in Willow and Michael's upcoming trial. Cody is Lulu's one ally right now, the only one who lets her feel validated about blabbing Brooklyn's big secret. that she and Dante have a grown child whom she gave up for adoption after their teenage fling. On top of that, she is pretty sure that Gio is that baby. So when Lulu and Cuddy get new intel, does it have something to do with finding out Gio's real birthday? Because that date will fall in line with when Brooklyn gave birth, and then boom. Lulu gets to play God and tell Dante everything, right? Finally, Carly confides in Jocelyn. Carly could tell Joss what she knows about Brooklyn's adoption secret, which is everything. Or she could confide in her daughter, something about Michael and Willow's divorce/custody case. One final option for what Carly reveals to her daughter is that she tells her something about her relationship with Jack. So many options, so little time. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.